Hey, Picks and Parlay family. It is me, Detroit Lenny, here with a episode of Bet Win Repeat. It is Tuesday. It's the day after the holiday. Let's say 30th. Last day of the Bet Win Repeat monthly contest. Last day of that. It's Tuesday after a 3-day weekend. Nobody wants to work. But here we all are doing what we love, talking about sports and stuff. Excuse me. I got to hydrate after yesterday. Bet Win Repeat Show. We're here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. As always, we're going to have a few guests on, go over what they think is going on today and their opinions on what they got going on as well. We're also going to go over a few other things, some contest stuff. Good morning, Rickett. Hope your day is going good. Had them Golden Knights, baby, plus 119. I'll tell you what. So here's what happened. I had the Knights on a future to win the West. Okay, I've had them. I bet them every game that series. Yesterday, I took the Stars just so that would win because I was tired of betting every game Vegas when we had the future on them. So I said, you know what, this series is never going to end if I keep betting the Knights. So I had to take one for the team, half unit on the Stars last night, and I was happy to lose that bet. Because the future bet cashed nicely, but I took one for the team. I don't know, I'll tell you, it worked out in the long run. What we're going to talk about, we're going to talk some MLB today because that's pretty much all we got now. I don't think there's all kinds of, let me go over the contest stuff. Let me give a contest update real quick here. Quick contest update for the weekly. We're in the middle of a rollover, folks, and y'all, everything's on the Facebook page now, not on the live show. So I think that hurt y'all. Some of y'all yesterday with a holiday. Some of y'all messaging me, oh, well, the contest don't start till Tuesday, right? Nope. There ain't no reason you can't pick on there was games yesterday. There's a contest yesterday. So if there's games, there's a contest. So we started the rollover yesterday, got about 50-some people in it, and it was horrible. It was horrible. A lot of y'all bet on the Stars. I did it. I just explained why I did it. And it was bad. So here's where we're at. 14 people on Tuesday. That's what's left. 14 people on a Tuesday for $200. It's going down on a Tuesday. Brian Gilliam, Paula Thatcher, Dave Tokarski, Daniel Alexander, David Allen, Eddie Lance, Greg Jones, Troy Cabral. I really want you to tell me how to say your name. Danny Daniels, Jeff Bradley, Roddy Molina, Alex Fox, Anthony Salvato, and Tony Garcia. All competing for $200. I'm rooting for that guy right there. Wait, are there any girls in here? Paula Thatcher. Alex Fox just won, so I'm not rooting for him. Eddie E. Lance. Oh, you know that's really Marie. Just kidding. But the Lance household runs this shit in this contest here. Let me tell you. But that's your contest update for $200. It starts every Monday. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what holiday it is. I don't care if you're working or not. It starts Monday on the Facebook page. It's $100 a week. Like some of y'all don't make that a week in gambling and handicapping. Some of y'all don't. Join the contest. Try and win it that way. I don't want to tell you. That's my bold take on stuff. We're gonna have Ross on the show. Ross Benjamin and Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room as well, as always. We're gonna talk lots of baseball today. We'll talk a little bit of NHL, NBA to get their opinions on what they maybe, it's like a week away. We have so much. Like what NBA starts first. Not necessarily. It does start on June 1st, but it also starts the first of the finals as opposed to the NHL. That's on June 1st, Thursday. So we only got a couple days to wait for that. But NHL, man, you guys have dropped the freaking ball. You don't start till Saturday. You telling me it's Tuesday? I got to go all week without hockey? I'm gonna kind of freak out a little bit, but I gotta get used to it. I gotta train my body right. Why's this hat? This hat feels, I don't know, it's a new hat. New-ish hat. I had it, but I just finally took the stickers off and put it on. I'm not that guy that wears stickers on my hats because I'm not 12. I don't have to prove to you that it's a new hat. Like, I bought it for me, not for everybody in the room. My cousin gives me shit about that. Well, you take the sticker off top of your hat. I'm like, cuz I didn't buy the sticker. I bought the hat. I don't know. It's stupid to me. See what else is going on in the chat. Davis is coming through with his picks for today. Let's get on that. By the way, I'm on the Knights and the Nuggets. Got your cup and final winners in however many games. I parlayed them both to win. So if they both go that right now, like as of yesterday, I did it. I think I want to say 310 plus 310. I want to say, I don't know. I have so much going on. So, you know what my problem is? Let me tell you what my problem is, all of you watching. My problem is I shop my lines. It's not a problem necessarily. It's a good, bad problem. Like, it's good because I get the best price on stuff. But it's bad because I never remember. I'm always looking at numbers and like this game here, Miami. The Heat did not win the series. But if Miami minus 140, I don't even know. Are you talking? This has got to be the Miami Heat, and this has got to be or you're talking game one. I don't know. But either way, that's wrong. Did I send out the links? I did. Let me make sure I sent them to those guys. That will repeat. Yes. Okay. I just realized that. Sometimes you have guests on the show and you forget to send them the link to show up. But my problem is you look at a game like Rangers Tigers today. I must have looked at 5 sports books to see what the best number is, and then I don't remember which one I get. Shit tends to blend together. It all come together. So that's why I use BetStamp. I'm not promoting it. I'm not paid by BetStamp. I'm not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with BetStamp. I use it for my own personal tracking. But if you want to follow me on BetStamp, feel free. I mean, I ain't selling shit. All baseball. Okay, so this is baseball. You're talking the Marlins over the Padres. You got any plus money, Davis? I'm not knocking it. I don't hate it. I personally like the over in that game. Padres Marlins. That's how I got on that game. Arizona -2. Again, I don't hate it. There's something on my carpet that I'm stepping on that's sharp. Why would it not be a piece of my wife's nail for me to step on and injure my foot? Then what's going to happen? I'll be off the show for 27 days because I stepped on a nail. Come on, Amanda. Be better. I'm just I like the Marlins today. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to pay 140 against the Padres. Like, I've got to find a better way to get on it. And as far as Arizona over Colorado, I'm a Zach Gallen fan. But I don't mind that -2 because you can push. Marlins, collective thoughts. I like that. I like tool bag there. I need a book. Now I convert the lines into probability. I read the book. I can't read. I read the book. Now I convert the lines of probability without book rate and shop lines from there. It's a lot of numbers, but extremely accurate. I would love to do that. I don't have the I don't have the patience. So I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't think it's good. It's obviously it's not good. A lot of in my world, and yours too, Rick. And I know you do this as well. Like in our world, most of you guys in chat here, you get a lot of people spitting information at you. Me, I mean, I work with some really great handicappers. I work with some of the top handicappers in the business. I mean, when you got a guy like Sean Higgs, or a guy like Ross Benjamin, or Nick Parsons who's coming on today, or any of them really, or Craig Trapp coming at you and saying, hey, this is the play. But you get that coming in one ear, and then you read I'm a handicapper too. I might not be, the big names or whatever, but I handicap my sports. I mean, I handicap my shit. And then I read the board. What I do is I read the board, and then I look at everything, and then I kind of jot down on a paper, like what I like, just first glance, first rip, right out of it, right? And then I kind of compare it. If you guys don't download the new Picks and Parlay app down below, you're missing out. Then I compare it to the consensus report. I do every day. And I use the consensus report, which is available on the app for free. Shameless plug, I know, but I do it. I did it before it was available on the app. Now it's available to you people on the app. It was available to me off the app. But I look, and then I see kind of like, okay, if I got all these cappers that are the top tier of their business and their game, and then that makes me feel better about my plays. And if they're against me, depending on the play, like if they're against me on my Tigers, I leave it off the board because that's me being a homer. But if they're against me, like people telling me they were on the Stars last night, I second guessed myself, went with the Stars. I should have just stuck to my guns from game one. I was on the Knights. Even Brian Gillihan messaged me and was like, I was surprised you went with the Stars. And I was like, yeah, I figured if I lost the bet, I'd feel good about it either way, because if I won the bet, I still had game 7 to get right with my future. If I lost the bet, I was happy because I still had my future. Yeah, I don't know. Davis says Philly +2. Philly is Mets. Nope. I can't get behind, and it's a strictly fade the Ranger. What's his name? Rangers Suarez. That's Suarez. You guys know. I mean, if I have a hard time pronouncing baseball players' names, y'all should hear me during hockey season. Giants -144. Davis, you're on Facebook. You're commenting through Facebook. Why don't you enter any of these contests? I mean, you couldn't enter this pick. Like this particular pick, you couldn't do. Because you need -130 or better. But you could enter this pick that you're on, Rangers. Tiger, not that good. No, they're not. Not even a little bit. But say what you want about my Tigers. We are 2 games out of first place. Can't get better in 2 games. Yesterday we were 1 game. Just can't seem to get over the hump a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're plugging along though. It takes 3 spreadsheets and time. Kelly hates it. I bet. I'm sure she's a big fan of spreadsheets. Whenever I sit down at my desk and I'm telling Mandy at night, I'm like, look, I gotta go through the spreadsheet real quick, and she's like, oh, I guess I'm going to bed by myself. I'm like, yeah, with that attitude you are. I have basically shut out most of the outside world. For you guys I respect, I watch, but I use the lines and numbers to do what I do. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's my money. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm going to trust my gut. Sometimes I got to be reminded of that, trust my own gut. And I did that a lot. I tell you what, I had one of the best football seasons of my life last football season. And I saw the board differently. I'm not sitting here saying I'm the greatest football handicapper by any means. I'm not even in probably the top 100. But I don't. It just fell in the line for me last year, and a lot of times during that year, during that season, I had to tell myself over and over and over again, you know, just you're the handicapper. Just trust yourself, kind of thing. So, but it's also hard when you got somebody like the bigger names that we work with that I have at Picks and Parlays. Sometimes you got to block out the noise. If the camper consensus does not match the public consensus, I will consider it all. But 90% of people can be wrong. If the other 10% are smarter, that's what I look at. Where the public money's at, like where the money is on the total, wherever, up, down, all over, under, what side it's on. And then I kind of compare it. Sometimes the consensus report won't have shit on it. Sometimes it won't. I'm not even going to lie to you guys and say that it's the best thing ever. Sometimes it won't. It all depends. It only shows up if there's like a consensus on a specific side or total kind of thing from all the cappers out there. So that we have on Picks and Parlays. So it's a nice, I use it as a reference sheet more than I do anything. Like if I really love something and the consensus board really loves it, and it going against the public, then I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? But if the consensus report matches the public and I'm against it, I'm all in. Probably I'll probably stay away, or I don't know. You know what I mean? That's when I start to get a little, I don't know, discombobulated, so to speak. Texas, yeah, Texas. We read that hard. I had the Heat money line, Vegas money line, White Sox money line last night. Figured the garbage White Sox would screw me. Hey man, I'm just, I picked the White Sox to win that division, and they have pleasantly surprised me. They are at the end of listen, that division is still currently up for grabs. There's so much baseball left. It's about to be June. We still have all of June and July and August for shit to matter. Here's where I'm at. I didn't think my Tigers would be playing meaningful baseball by the time my birthday comes around at the end of June. That's just how it is every year for me. My birthday's at the end of June, and I want the Tigers to be playing meaningful baseball at that time. It's not a lot to ask. I try to go to a baseball game every year around my birthday. Did I not send out this link? I didn't. Son of a bitch, Lenny. My bad. I thought I sent it out. Oh, God. I did. I sent the wrong link. Sorry. Hold on, people. I sent everybody the wrong link. Ross is probably sitting in the other room. Hold on. Let me go over there. Tell Ross he's in the wrong room. Oh, but he's going to yell at me. He's going to yell at me, everybody. Oh, he's not in here. All right, good. Maybe he came back in the other room. There he is. Okay. Nick Parsons, everybody. Nick Parsons.
I'm here. Touchdown.
I guess I didn't send out this link.
No worries, man. No worries. In the end, here we are, ready to go. So how's it going?
Yeah. I realized I just sent Ross the correct link as well. So Ross Benjamin, everybody, he's in the house as well. Ross, thanks for stopping by.
Hey,
I just realized I was sitting there chit-chatting with the chat, literally, right. And I'm like, man, I wonder when Ross and Nick are coming on. And then I'm like, and I look over at my email and I get an email from Nick Parsons saying, hey, you never sent the bet win repeat link. And I'm like, oh, shit, I sent everybody the wrong link. I got to get that. So,
Lenny, there's
one of those days.
There's a delay with me. I have to let me go back and come back in. It seems like all right.
Okay, go ahead. No problem.
No worries. Ready to kick things off here, though, buddy.
you know, I'm a little. I got to hydrate. It was a long weekend. How was Mexico? You were on vacation last week. We missed you last Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah, I do. I feel a little bit behind, but I basically need a vacation from my vacation. But this was kind of a different vacation for me. Like the first time really going with my kids and also with my mom. And so, I mean, it's as awesome as it can get under those sort of conditions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so. Anyway,
I got a vacation coming up in July. I have to go for a wedding back to Michigan, and my wife has turned it into like 11-day family vacation, and it's like everybody in their like all the kids are coming, everybody's girlfriends and their boyfriends or whoever, everybody's coming, and I'm like, I don't think I want to spend 10 days with you guys in an Airbnb. Right. That's like not how I figure my vacation to be. So I'm probably going to need a vacation from my vacation. But so, gentlemen, we have a finals matchups finally for the NHL, for the NBA. We finally have specific matchups. Heat Nugget, got the Panthers and the Knights. Those all wrapped up. We're all good there. We got a lot of MLB to talk about. Ross, your connection good? We good?
I'm good, Lenny. I'm good.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. How was the holiday weekend for everybody?
Oh, great. Thank you. I mean, the weather was beautiful here in the Northeast.
It was great in Vegas. Actually, it was like low 90s, low breeze. It wasn't ridiculously hot or anything. It wasn't 115 and scorching, or anything like that. We were able to, sit outside and enjoy the weather and get a little bit of sun and barbecue and drink too much and yell at the TV a lot. I mean, I had a future on the Knights last night, so I was feeling really good
nice.
about that last night.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, it's all winding down and just a handful of games left. So many experts, so many hot experts out there, and these lines are sharper than ever.
That's fair.
So yeah.
Well, we'll start. Well, Ross, let's start with you. What do we like today in the MLB? I heard a rumor you like the Mets.
Boy, I heard a rumor. You got a good pipeline wherever that's coming from.
This is a word on the street, Ross.
By the way, Nick, how are you, my man?
I'm doing great, Ross. As usual. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you too, my friend.
For sure.
Yeah, Lenny, you have inside information, and it is correct. The Mets and the Phillies. The Mets right now a -125 money line favorite. This is the first meeting of the season between these NL East rivals. Since 2021, the Mets have gone 13-6 at home against the Phillies. The Phillies haven't been too good on the road, especially of late, losing 6 of their last 8 on the road. They're 11-18 on the road this year. And then if you really break it down to a money line parameter, when they're +125 to -125 on the road, they've had plenty of those situations this year. As a matter of fact, 15 of them, they've gone 3-12 in those situations. So not very good in terms of confidence for Philadelphia when you look at those numbers I just discussed. The Ranger Suarez does get the start for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's been in poor form over his last 3 starts with a brutal 9.82 ERA and 2.00 whip, only averaging 3.7 innings pitched per start. And the Phillies bullpen, who has been a problem for over the last few years, once again on the road this year, a 5.79 ERA and a 1.57 whip. So the combination of Suarez and the bullpen makes it awful easy, Lenny, especially at this price, to fade Philadelphia here. Since last year, the Mets 28-12 at home when they're -100 to -150 like they are right now. And then their starter, Kodai Senga, 4 home starts this year with a very good 1.57 ERA. You guessed it, Lenny. Mets -125 over Philadelphia, my friend.
Good value there for sure.
I love that play. When you texted to me earlier, I mean, no inside information here. He texted me, telling me to put it on the show. He was coming here, and I was just telling these guys how I I work with such great handicappers, which two of them are right next to me right now, and Picks and Parlay.
Thank
And I'm
you.
affiliated with so many, and I get so much information I use it to, like, when I like something, like I'm on the Mets today too. And then when Ross texts me and says, "Hey, on the show, I'm going to give out the Mets money line today," and I'm like, that's kind of like just solidifies how I already feel, and it makes me feel like I'm seeing the board right. Because if Ross is seeing what I'm seeing, it's some bitch, folks. It's on. I'm just saying. I mean, if I could get on Ross's level, I know it's a different level, Ross.
Well, thank you
Man,
for
the myth,
those
the
kind
legend,
words,
Ross
my
Benjamin.
friend. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of how, and I tell them how we use the consent. I use the consensus support available on Picks Parlays app, all that good stuff. And you guys' as premium plays always. I love when you guys give out like a little tip, little nuggets here and there. That's always good. The viewers love it as well. Nick, what do you got going on today?
Well, yeah, I mean, one thing about the baseball season, and when you've been handicapping for as many years as Ross has, he can attest to this, is that the baseball season is a really long one. And so there's always time to make adjustments. There's always going to be rough patches, this and that. And so, yeah, I did get off to an atypical start here to the baseball season, but now have made some adjustments, or just have, the season has progressed. And so a lot of these different situations open up that sort of opportunities that may have not been there at the beginning of the season present themselves. Anyways, long story short, 15-5 our last 20 for 75%. Now back up over 50%. We're almost back in the black, and so definitely feeling more comfortable now moving forward here. Nice. And so, yeah, wanted to give out a couple of plays. For anyone watching the show, these are client plays for the Insiders Room tonight. So, yeah, just a couple of totals that sort of set up well following that we've seen some trends and different things. So we like the over in the Guardians and Orioles. Yesterday, the Guardians, they won 5-0. That makes it 8 straight unders for the Guardians. And so that fact has sort of driven this total a little bit lower than it normally would be in my opinion. And so Baltimore has also seen the total go under in 3 straight after that series opening loss. And that's important to note here, because they've seen the total go over in 3 of their last 4 after playing to 3 or more straight unders in a row. Decent starting pitchers, I guess. Cal Quantrill, he's 2-3 with an unremarkable 4.75 ERA. Kyle Gibson, he's been much better, 6-3 with a 3.82 ERA. But I just sort of think that they're in the wrong place at the wrong time here. And so I like the over in that one. And another one I will give out here as well, if you want me to keep rolling.
Yeah.
Or I could pause.
Hey, listen, come on. Keep it coming. Right. We'll take all the free action we can get.
I also like the over in the Royals and the Cardinals. So the Royals' victory in yesterday's series opener, KC has seen the total go under the number in 3 straight. The Royals, they've seen the total go over in 5 of their last 7 after playing to 3 or more straight unders in a row. And with the loss, the Cards have now seen the total go under in 5 straight. And that's significant to note, because they've seen the total go over the number in 8 of the last 12 after playing to 5 or more straight unders in a row. So Greinke, he gets the nod for the Royals. He's just 1-5 with a 4.55 ERA. Mikolas, he's more respectable, 3-1 with a 4.23 ERA. But once again, the situation, those trends, they trump that, and we're seeing this one go over. So those are my 2 plays. Those are my 2 client plays today.
I like it. Look at that, folks. You get some freebies every now and then when you show up and hit the like button on the Bet Win Repeat show. You're welcome. Go ahead. We'll wait for you to hit the thumbs up button. Ready? Good job, everybody. Good job. I appreciate you guys coming on, dropping knowledge all the time. I laugh. I've made it a friendly rivalry, just so you guys are aware. This started last Thursday with our friend Sean Higgs and Jesse Schul. They said, "Oh, you got Nick Parsons and Ross Benjamin on Tuesdays, and you got us on Thursdays." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's really not a lot of competition. The viewers on that show, the ratings on that show are way better." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, Jesse Schul's got a half a shirt on. He's got a crop top on, I go, Higgs, he ain't got no hair. You go, what do you want? I go, I got two good-looking guys here. So now they're in competition to have a better rated show than you guys are.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Thank you, Lenny, because I got to do a show with them about 4 times a week besides. So thank you for making my life freaking miserable.
Well, it's just, I told Jesse, I'm like, I tell everybody, I told him, I said, if you want to follow Jesse Shule on Twitter, you get 2 things. You get free picks and you get pictures of good looking steaks. That's it. Jesse's always put pictures of what he's cooking. And I'm like, man, if you didn't live a bajillion miles away from me, I'd be over to your house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've started that little rivalry. And then the ESB with Nick and Tim are on Fridays. They think they're the highest rated show. They're not. They're knuckleheads. The knuckleheads.
Okay. Well, there we go. I didn't even realize that this was a thing.
Oh, I just
now we'll see what happens.
It's all news to me, Nick. You know,
okay.
Lenny's operating with his own agenda.
I've just started it up. Rickett was in the chat though. He likes this. Goes against Nick right here. This is for today.
Right.
He's got a New York parlay. We're about to do a free pick on this game. That's why I was a little bit confused. But I'm not opposed to this today. I don't mind the Yankees today, but I'm a little iffy on them and some others. I mean, today, I don't mind them. We already talked about the Mets.
No confidence.
The Mets. I like the Mets. Yeah,
I got no confidence in Nestor Cortez right now for the Yankees. That would shy me away from that pick. Not saying that I like the other side by any stretch, but I mean, Logan Gilbert struggled in 2 starts against the Yankees last year, but he's been pretty good so far. So to me, I like the Mets a lot more than the Yankees. But that's what would shy me away, Nick, from the Yankees maybe, is Cortez has been not like he was a year ago, and it's been pretty erratic, to be quite frank.
Yeah, you're looking at the Mariners coming off that opening series loss there. Gilbert at home with the superior numbers. The price isn't out of control or anything. So, yeah, then you'd have to look sort of at public money, and I'm sure most is on Seattle, obviously.
Rickett says you have Jesse on the show because Ross, you bump up his ratings. That's what he does. And Tim Earl says that he enjoys the shit talk. By the way,
that's all right. That's all right, man.
We appreciate it.
It's all in fun, right?
Hey, listen, it's all in good fun. We're all one big happy dysfunctional family. I've said it forever. We're just one big happy dysfunctional family. We argue, we fight, we don't like each other, we love each other. We can talk shit about each other, but you can't.
In the end, it's about the results anyways, you guys. And that's the bottom line, obviously, not about the views. And so, yeah, we should be looking further into those results, I think, as well.
Oh, that's I should start
checking stuff. The thing is, too, and I say it on my podcast, and I'm pretty sure that Lenny's going to agree with me on this, but it's his show. I'll give him a chance to respond. But, it's not always about the winners and losers, folks, on these free picks, because he's obviously, like Nick gave you 2 picks today that he's using as part of his premium package, which is very nice of him, by the way. So take advantage of that, folks. But absolutely. If we can make you a smarter sports bettor today than you were yesterday through the course of these conversations we have, I think we've accomplished a lot. Now, that's not to say we don't want to win, right, Lenny?
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time,
have to be realistic.
The analysis that we give you on these picks, you should really pay attention to, because that's years of experience and how we go about our business on a daily basis, as opposed to a lot of guys that just throw a pick at you and really don't have a lot of substance to why they like that pick. And I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but I think we do a great job on this show.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I really do. And I couldn't agree more with you. I really think it's, it's about how, just because we might have the right breakdown and the right look at a game doesn't mean it's going to win. Now,
Right.
sometimes we have the right look and we're on the right. In my opinion, you feel like I feel like sometimes I had the right pick and I'd make that pick 10 times in a row if
Yep.
you were giving me the opportunity, even though I know it lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's how you got to that pick that was what really counts. Is how you look at the board, how you analyze the data, how you're doing that. And if we can make you, this isn't just about coming on the show and hit the like button. I'm not going to tell you not to, but I appreciate it if you do. And it's all about the ratings and all that. Sure.
Yeah,
I
we
love
want to be
all
able
that.
to talk trash on Thursday now. When these
Exactly.
guys
Now you
are
got to
on.
start talking trash. Right. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we want to make money. That's what we're all here for. Like, I mean, and we want to teach everybody else how to look at the board and how to see things that you maybe maybe you wouldn't see normally.
Which comes just from being in the trenches day in and day out.
Right.
And looking at the data and how to respond in certain situations as well. Many different factors.
You guys got to realize, being a handicapper, there are no days off. I mean, there's a handful of days a year that there aren't any games.
That's right.
And those days, usually a handicapper sitting there biting his nails because he's already looking at tomorrow's games.
And there is no finish line either.
We're handicapping days in advance.
No finish line. It just keeps going forever.
It's never ending. That's why I asked how your vacation was, because I think we need a mental time out sometimes. Everybody does,
Yep.
You
need to re-energize the brain, so
100%.
When it comes down to it, we all have a little more time during the summer months because now it's just down to baseball, right? As opposed to a lot of sports going on at the same time. But Lenny, you are absolutely correct. I've said it many times. When you assess your picks on a daily basis, there's times when you lose that you look back and say, would I had made those same picks today as I did yesterday under the same identical circumstances? And if the answer is yes, there's nothing to tweak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're winning a game 4-0. You depended on your starting pitcher to give you a good effort. He gives you 7 innings. The bullpen takes over and loses the game 5-4. Yet that bullpen had been outstanding over the last 2 weeks. You got to look at it and say, okay, you got to give them a pass. I mean, they had a bad day, the bullpen, but you were right there. The pitching was good. You were ahead. You had a bullpen that's been hot, but they lose the game. You know what I mean? So my point being, Lenny, is that I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, there's 160 some odd games of 162 games of baseball. I mean, there's so much baseball. You can't expect a team to not have a bad day or a bad series for that matter.
Bad inning, bad inning,
right?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes is one at bat. So quick thoughts. I'll start with you, Ross. NBA Finals. I know we got 48 hours till Game 1, but just your initial reaction of the Heat beating the Celtics and getting there. I think this is going to be a better matchup. Denver, Miami. Quickly, just my quick thoughts. I think it'll be a better matchup, Denver, Miami, than it would have been Denver, Boston.
Just because of their form that they come in,
I believe,
Miami's
it's
the hotter.
Going to be more of a dogfight. But what are your thoughts, Ross, on the NBA Finals? I'm not looking for a pick or anything.
Obviously, Denver's a heavy favorite, right, and rightfully so. But we keep undervaluing this Miami team, and you can't go by what they did in the regular season, where they finished 6 games over 500, because this team was banged up a lot. And they're showing us even more during the postseason, guys. I mean, you lose a guy like Victor Oladipo and Tyler Hero in the same series, in Series 1 against Milwaukee, right? They still win that series 4-1, and here they are in the NBA Finals. Now Tyler Hero might be coming into play here in the NBA Finals, which would certainly, you would think, would strengthen their chances, considering the average is 20 a game. Jimmy Butler's going to have to be, I got to say, I know the supporting cast has to be good, and they have been, but I would think Jimmy Butler, guys, has to average at least over 30 points in this series for them to have a chance. That's my early take.
Yeah, I don't disagree there. Nick Parsons, thoughts on the NBA?
Yeah, pretty much all the same. It all come down to Butler and and how well Denver can guard Butler. And I mean, who's going to slow down Jokic? I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like an impossible task. Really, I mean, to begin with, my early leans, I haven't put out anything for game
Right.
one, would be taking the underdog in the points, but then
Okay.
also looking at the total. I mean, they're going to be super low to begin with. So, and then just making adjustments game to game, as we've talked about. There's just so few games left. These lines are the sharpest as they're ever going to be all year right now.
Right.
So, yeah, you got to pick and choose your spots there, finding
Absolutely.
value. I mean, there could be a lot weaker, more suspect lines to take advantage of in other sports, if that's even possible nowadays, which it isn't really. But
right.
But yeah, so I guess we'll see. Should be exciting.
feel
Same
like,
as in the NHL.
Yeah, I feel like Miami's got to play like, and they played lights out in the playoffs. They have really played spectacular ball. I feel like they have to play even better to beat the Denver.
Yeah, my concern too, Lenny, is who's going to stop the Joker. Everybody has that concern, right? But even more so in this series, because Miami doesn't have a lot of size. You know,
Right.
They shoot the ball extremely well. They share the ball really well. They play great team defense, but a big task is going to be keeping Denver off the offensive boards, because Miami is an undersized team. And Denver, as we saw in their previous series against the Lakers, at times could really create second and third chance opportunities that wears you down defensively.
Right.
Joker can also just drag two defenders out when he can just step outside, and then he can just sit out there all day long as well.
Oh,
so.
yeah. So he's phenomenal for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tim Earl coming in here. He's definitely on the Nuggets. He's a Nuggets fan as well, but I know he's got futures on the Nuggets. It's his team. Game one, first quarter, first half, full game, all in the spread. I don't hate this look. Game one, they're rested and arrested, well-rounded Denver Nuggets team.
How Miami? Correct me if I'm wrong. Haven't they upset every single game one in their series?
Yep.
Yes.
So far. So. Yep. Yeah, maybe a first half. I don't know. Something to keep in mind.
This is why. That's why. I mean, nothing against Nick, but this is, or was it Nick Earl that just commented?
Tim.
Yeah, I want to be specific.
He looks just like him.
I'm with Nick Parsons. Tim Earl, it is anyway.
Tim Earl.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I would put a lot more emphasis on Miami, considering how they did in game one in the first three series. But that's why I hate futures bets, guys. You know what I mean? You make a futures bet, and then you're married to that team. And like Nick Parsons was just saying, how we make game to game adjustments. Look, just because you like, I would suggest this: if you make a futures bet, say you like the Nuggets, okay, make it a fraction, 20%.
For sure.
20% of what you normally bet on a game-to-game basis. This way you don't feel obligated to use that team every game. And if you don't like that team, you're forcing a total. You know what I mean, guys?
Right.
So always think about that. Money, it's part of money management. My suggestion, again, is 20% on a futures bet that you normally bet just on a single game.
Yeah. Like, a fifth of your unit size, quarter unit kind of thing, something like that, 20, 25%. I don't hate that. For me on units or for futures, like I had a future on VGK, but I just did it not too long ago. And it was pretty much when the playoffs started. I do futures on my homer teams, Tigers to win the division. Here's $25 just for the hell of it. Here's $100 bill in the Lions to win the North because it's the Lions, folks.
Who would have thought the Detroit Lennies are playing on Thursday night season opener? Oh, my goodness.
Listen, we are a live dog game one. We are a live dog.
Yeah. I mean, you look at that line, it's only 7, right? I mean.
Tim says he's going to use a Ross Benjamin stat. Teams coming off game 7 win are 33 and 53 in game 1 in the series.
And
Boom,
don't
there you
forget
go.
these game sevens, if indeed going forward, okay?
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to go 7 games to finals, but going forward, these game sevens in the NBA have been very lopsided to the under. And
Yeah.
last
No
night
doubt.
was, I mean, all you had to do was look at, guys, the average total in that series, I think it was 210.5 or greater in the first 6 games. And all of a sudden they go to 203.5. So right there should have turned on a light bulb for a lot of us.
Yep.
But just, always keep an eye on the under when it comes to game sevens. It's got to make sense, right? But
Right. If it don't make sense, don't make dollars.
yeah, exactly.
Shifting gears, first thoughts on the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Vegas Golden Knights, Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
A similar thing, Florida Panthers were down 0-2 to Boston, and then they beat Boston in game 7 in the first round. And so the same thing happened in the NBA, Miami in Boston, game 7. Anyways, so poor Boston, obviously, this year. But
actually, Florida was 1-1 at the end of 2 games against Boston, and they won the last 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But similar to what the Miami Heat are doing, right? Both number 8
seeds.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They're like kind of mimicking them. It's hard living in Vegas because I see these Knights fans. And they're so excited to have an expansion team and just have hockey here. And I respect that. Like I do. But they're obnoxious as hell. They act like they've been there. Like, Ross,
Very
you
lucky.
understand. You're a Sabres fan.
Yes.
We understand grief. We understand struggle.
Okay.
We understand
I'm
victory.
with you too.
We do.
As a ex-Canucks fan, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly. But these Knights fans walk around like they're entitled to the trophy. I'm like, man, it makes me want to root for the Panthers just because of that.
I mean, how old is the franchise, Lenny? They're like spoiled. 5 years old, maybe 6 years old.
All right, now so look at Seattle in its second year. Look how good the Kraken did.
Yeah.
Well, Las Vegas has been to, in their short existence, has been to the Stanley Cup final once, in the conference finals 3. This would be their second appearance, I should say, in the Stanley Cup final.
Exactly.
And they've been in the conference final 3
it's
times.
Truly unbelievable.
So they don't know any better, Lenny. They don't know.
I know they don't know anybody. They really don't. And it's petty probably as a Red Wing. It is. But I'm like, you guys don't know struggle. You don't understand it, is what I tell them. And I'm like, but I'm rooting for the Knights. But I think at the end of the day, their goaltending situation, I just advantage Florida.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be interesting. I mean,
that's crazy to say.
I mean, it does seem evenly matched again. If either team won, would it be that big of a shock? No.
No, I'm not surprised.
You know what I mean? And so Florida just has to hope that crazy momentum that it's created can just keep on going.
I do think Florida has an advantage in goal. Not a huge advantage, but Bobrovsky's been there and done that. And Vegas is trying to piece it together in that regard, right? And it's worked well for him now. You still got a core group of players who've been to 3 conference finals in that Las Vegas lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Florida is just playing real good hockey right now. I stand corrected. You're right. They went 7 games against Boston, Nick. The only thing I needed to correct was it was 1-1 at the end after 2. They won game 2 in Boston. But I mean, it should be an intriguing series. So
Sabres for the cup.
I tell you what, you think that's no joke, man. Next year,
for real. We're on this.
Buffalo finished 1 point behind Florida for the last playoff spot.
Think about that. So, they almost made the playoffs.
Their AHL affiliate, the Rochester Americans, who I pained through last night's loss, they're in the AHL's Eastern Conference Finals. So, and they have 3 number 1 choice draft choices playing. So, I mean, I don't know if Tim's being facetious.
No, he's a big Sabre fan. So here's Tim's life revolves around the Sabres and hockey, the Nuggets in the NBA, the the Mets in baseball, unfortunately for Tim. And then what else sport is there? Oh, football. He's a Jet. He's a
the
Jet
Pirates.
fan. He's a
and
Jet. He's Jets, Mets, Mets, Sabres, Nuggets. He's just a mixed bag of nuts.
I do think the Sabres need to go out and get a top goaltender. I know there's been a lot of rumors that they're going after Connor Hellebuck. I'm not a big fan of Hellebuck, to be honest with you, but they need a veteran presence. Right now, the only two goalies they have, or three goalies they have on the roster is they're all young. Devin Levi, who's just came up at the end of the year, and then Luukkonen, who struggled down the stretch, and Eric Comrie, I think, is a non-factor. But they need, and like Lenny, from your days when Detroit was in their heyday, and Nick knows when Vancouver's made some deep runs. A lot of it has to do with a solid goaltender.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. It revolves around that, which makes me lean Florida. Like you mentioned, Ross, been there, done that. Bobrovsky's been there, done that. And I'm just, look, Tim says, don't hype me up. I get all pumped up for the Sabres. He does. He's Sabres for the cup. He started that hashtag singing single-handedly.
And then you got to Chuck, who's playing from Florida, who's playing the role of Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? So,
God, man,
I mean,
the way Las Vegas stepped up in that game 6 there, looked really sharp. And, the play of Matt Stone and these guys, after losing those 2 games to Dallas there, and then it looked like Dallas could tie it up in that game 6. Jamie Benn was back from that suspension and just didn't matter. Las Vegas laid the hammer down from the start in that one.
The only thing from a Sabres perspective, Tim, Earl, is it's eating my heart out to see Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart playing in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, prior to Don Granato coming in as a Sabres head coach, you got to scratch your head. Look at the players they had. Eichel, they had Reinhart, they had Brandon Montour, who's having a fabulous Stanley Cup playoffs with they had Evander Kane. I mean, they had a plethora of talent there. They didn't even, I mean, it wasn't like they finished 1 point out like they did this year. They were way off the pace, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this too. As much as I will credit the goaltending as to being big, heavy part of winning Stanley Cups, I think this series is going to be wide open.
Yeah.
I might look at overs, and it might not be the most popular play. And I know there's probably numbers that say unders and cup finals and this and that, but I'm playing draws. I'm playing 3-3 games here, 2-2 games, something like that. I think the draw hits a couple times in this series. I think some overs hit in this series. I think we're going to get some goals in this series. And that doesn't necessarily mean goaltending is bad because we get goals, because all it takes is, all you're going to remember is the one goal you stopped, the last one you stopped. The goaltender has he remembers the last goal he let in and the last goal he stopped. That's it.
Seems pretty standard, the 5.5, in these playoffs.
Yep.
And we saw in the totals in the regular season get up to 7. And as Ross mentioned, in the NBA playoffs, these totals have been coming right down. And in the regular season, we saw them as high as 245, 250 and stuff.
God.
And you know how much has to go right for teams to hit that amount, 240, a lot of things have to go right to that offenses on both sides. So yeah, we're seeing some a lot lower totals in both sports for sure.
Yeah, Tim just said screw Jack Eichel. So I agree 100%.
Yeah,
but you know what? He's going to be the. I was just going to say he's the key to the series. If he can average 1.5 points a game over in the Stanley Cup Finals, which he's not proven that he could do over a long course of time, I think Vegas has an excellent chance. He's going to be a big key, but he's a head case. I'm sorry. I just have a bad taste with him. I think,
understand that.
But again, he's a little over a point per game player throughout his career. He's going to have to be better than that in this finals. And if he is, I like Vegas's chances. So, but
Yeah,
who
that
can
only gets you
predict
so
something
far.
like
It's a different
Yeah.
game now. Finals are a different animal. It's a different beast, So
There was a
we're gonna
lot of
wrap
early
things up.
value on taking the puck line as well with a lot of
Oh,
these
and
visiting sides,
Yeah.
and so
oh, for sure.
something
But
to.
the road teams, I know that they were very lopsided in favor of the road teams through the first couple series. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. I haven't kept up with the stats on that, but the road teams have pretty much made a killing throughout the
Yeah,
Stanley Cup Finals
exactly.
or playoffs, right, guys?
Yeah, I'm not
Correct.
opposed to Florida winning in Vegas and Vegas winning. Vegas
Yeah.
showed they can win in Dallas. I believe they can win in Florida too.
Mhm.
And Florida went up and knocked off the biggest boy on the block with Boston Bruins there and won.
And how many times did they
Boston.
beat him at the TD Garden? I think they beat him 3 times on the road in
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
series, if I'm not
crazy.
mistaken, at least
Yeah.
twice, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, at least twice for sure. But Florida's dangerous. That's for sure. I mean, it's good to be in Florida if you're a Heat or a
Yeah.
Panther fan. Let me tell you right now, that city's popping right down there. I'm going to appreciate everybody here that came on the show. Nick Parsons, as always, we appreciate you, Ross Benjamin. I can't say enough about the man, the myth, the legend, Ross Benjamin. We appreciate everybody coming on. Guys, don't forget, use the promo code MLB, save you 20% off of each one of these guys. Premium plays on picksandparlays.net. You go over there, you get yourself a package deal, weekend, week pass, month pass, whatever you get the pass. It'll say use the promo code MLB. It'll probably be this promo code until the All-Star break, when then it'll be All-Star, and then it'll be NFL, something like that. Maybe we'll get a CFL promo code in there. Canadian
You're
football.
already thinking ahead. You're seeing these. You know what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, Canadian football is right around the corner, and I'm excited.
Hey, Lenny, could I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
My NBA playoffs, guys, since the beginning of the play-in tournament, 38-22 this year. So
Wow.
that's 63%,
Holy.
and that includes 21-9 over my last 30, which is good for 70%. So, I have to plug myself there because
Absolutely.
the NBA Finals comes up. Everybody's looking to make a sale on one game a night. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of competition. So
For sure.
you got to say, if you're doing well, step up and tell people.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm doing. So
absolutely.
Good work.
Nick Parsons, what do you got going on over at Picks and Parlays as well?
Yeah, we'll be playing the NBA and NHL playoffs every single game as well. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, the focus for me definitely shifts to baseball now, and that's good news. We're 15-5 our last 20. That's 75%, guys. So go check out our baseball at picksandparlays.net.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't forget, Ross gave you guys earlier. He likes the New York Mets on the money line today in the insiders room, and Nick Parsons likes the over the Guardians Orioles game and the Royals St. Louis game. We like that over as well. That's going to be it for us. We're the Bet Room Repeat show on Tuesdays. That's what we come through. We got the best ratings on. I got the best guys on the block right
That's
now.
right. We're coming for you, Jesse. We're coming
for you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, whatever you're into today down below in the comments. Give me a thumbs up button. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget about the promo code MLB. Save you 20%. That's going to do it for us. Good luck unless you're against me. I'm Detroit Lenny, Picks and Parlays. Nick Parsons, Insider's Room, is over there. Ross Benjamin's over there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody.